The Conjuring Last Rites, directed by Michael Chavez, starring Mia Tomlinson, Ben Hardy, Vera Farmiga, and Patrick Wilson. In 1986, paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren travel to Pennsylvania to vanquish a demon from a family's home. Based on real events, the Warrens take on one last terrifying case involving mysterious entities they must confront. Hey there, whoa there, it's Rogue here. The Conjuring Last Rites is set to be the final film in the main Conjuring series, but the franchise itself will continue. Does The Conjuring Last Rites stick the landing? Is this a satisfying conclusion to the Conjuring quadrilogy? Let's start with the positives.
Come to Pennsylvania.
7th of September.
There's something in the attic.
I actually really like the older version of Ed and Lorraine Warren. They move slower, more carefully, and they're actually a little scared of their own work. This is definitely a side of the characters we haven't seen yet. It's clear from their demeanor that they do not want to do this anymore. I thought the hair and makeup team did a great job making the actors look older than they actually are, while also maintaining the aesthetic of the mid-80s. The Warrens have a daughter named Judy, and we've seen this character grow up throughout the Conjuring films. Judy is now a young adult with a fiance, but she's still being haunted by the Annabelle doll, as well as another demonic entity. I actually really enjoyed that this film largely focused on Judy. The Conjuring Last Rites is a passing of the torch from Ed and Lorraine to their daughter Judy. Since we have watched the character Judy grow up throughout the Conjuring films, I did enjoy focusing on her more in this film. I thought Mia Tomlinson did a good job of conveying a scared but innocent young woman who is following in her parents' footsteps. And my final positive for The Conjuring Last Rites is going to be the music and sound design by Benjamin Wallfish. The movie was not that scary, but the music did its best to build some tension and keep things interesting. This soundtrack by Benjamin Wallfish could be epic if it was in a better movie. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the aspects of the film that I feel mixed about.
Ed, there's an evil here. Something I've felt before.
Ben Hardy plays Tony, Judy's fiance. I just wasn't very interested in this character, and I felt like the writing just wasn't very strong either. This film is passing the torch, so being Judy's fiance, Tony is expected to be our new Ed, and I just don't think he's going to be able to fill those shoes. I do enjoy Judy, but her fiance, her man, I don't know. So because this is the last Conjuring film, they bring back characters from the previous 3 films. They were treated more like background actors than legacy characters. They didn't add anything to the plot or help the Warrens. They were just kind of there for a couple scenes. James Wan also has a cameo in the film. I don't know, it just felt underdeveloped. Clearly, they brought these characters back for the last movie, and they really didn't have a reason to be there. Worse than that, they go ahead and kill off one of these legacy characters. Father Gordon has a death scene that feels very similar to something that happens in The Omen, so perhaps it was a homage, but it just didn't feel necessary. It's like they decided to kill the character Father Gordon just because it's the last Conjuring movie. I do think it could have been a good creative decision if the script was better. With that said, let's go ahead and jump into the negatives.
Saint Michael, defend us. Be our safeguard against the devil. In nomine Patris.
There's not enough Ed and Lorraine Warren in this movie. They felt more like supporting characters than the leads. There was so much setup for Judy and her fiance that I was left wanting more Ed and Lorraine. I felt like there should have been more time spent with them, and both should have had a significant character arc. So the opening scene actually features a young Ed and Lorraine. It's a flashback scene to Judy's birth. It also ties everything together with the plot of this film involving the mirror. I did not like the casting for the young Ed and Lorraine. It just wasn't believable that these two would become the characters we are familiar with. Something that I'm just now realizing in the moment. This opening scene pays homage to The Omen, and so does the death of Father Gordon. The entire plot involving the mirror is also something that's been done in multiple horror movies. While I do find it interesting, it could have been done better. This movie is not scary at all. It's full of jump scares. The stakes don't feel high enough, especially considering this is supposed to be the final Conjuring. Several scenes, especially in the third act, are very dark, and it's hard to see what exactly is happening. And there is some very bad CGI, very bad CGI, laughably bad CGI. And this movie is way too long, way too long. Pacing issues all throughout. There's a good 40 minutes that should have been left on the cutting room floor. It's a chore to get through The Conjuring Last Rites, which is disappointing considering this is supposed to be the final Conjuring film, the last hoorah for Ed and Lorraine, and they're going out on a whimper. This is not a fitting conclusion. They did not stick the landing here. This is a pretty disappointing ending for the Conjuring quadrilogy. As for the rest of the Conjuring universe, I'm not interested. I do think a movie with Judy could have some potential, but my expectations are on the floor now for this universe. Overall, I thought that The Conjuring Last Rites left a lot to be desired. This is not a fitting conclusion. I am going to give The Conjuring Last Rites a Rogue Reviews 4 out of 10. Join my Rogues Gallery by clicking the subscribe button. Give this video a like and leave a comment down below to show your support. And follow me on Instagram at Alexis has gone rogue.